So the next step we need to look at now is the expense budget. And again, we have the ability as a user in any one of these to review the policies and procedures. We're just going to jump right into the expense section. This is going to open the appropriate schedule for us in Outlook Software Excel, which in our case happens to have several different line items, and this is a little bit different view than what we've seen so far in the application. So here's the different line items that a budget manager is responsible for planning. They can see last year actual or last year forecast, increase or decrease by a percentage, or put in an annual amount. So the nice thing here is I could come in and say I think supplies is going to increase by 8%, or maybe we just got a new insurance quote and we think it's going to be 25,000 for the year as of next year. So instead of me having to plan month over month and figure out the appropriate input for the budget, I can have some tools at my disposal here to help me model a little bit more. Now we can also choose a method to spread this information into the different periods. So for example, I might want to select 445. I may want to select last year and spread based on last year actual, last year forecast, for example. So I have the ability to make those types of changes in the application as well. Now, in my case, the other thing that typically comes up that a lot of customers like to do is as I'm planning my expense line items here, I see that travel expenses is a line. But what I like to do as a manager is actually think through the different trips my employees are going to take and provide some additional supporting detail to travel expenses. And you'll notice that one of the methods that you can select is actually line item detail, which we've already selected here for travel. And that gives me the ability over here to actually see a little icon that I can just double click on, and it's going to bring me out to a line item detail schedule. So I can see there's already been some information entered. And maybe we're planning to attend an Outlook Soft user conference. That's going to be in April. We're going to spend $5,000 on travel. That's going to take my total for April up to $95,000. So I can come in and have much more of a free form type of environment. I could also come in and insert some type of row that pulls in head count and then put some type of assumption per head in to calculate the travel expenses right in this type of schedule as well. Okay, so once I've entered or changed my information, I'm ready to go ahead and submit data to the application, which is going to, as you might suspect by now, it's going to update not only my travel schedule here, but when we go back to our schedule over here, as we refresh, we can see that 95,000 has automatically been updated for travel expenses at the summarized level. So this could work for anywhere in the application where a user wants to provide more detail. They have the ability to do that and easily drill into that detail. The other nice thing is this gets maintained in the application, all of that detail. So you don't lose visibility. If somebody goes to the trouble of providing line item detail, as a manager, as an administrator, you're going to always have visibility back into that level of detail. Now we keep coming back to this version comparison report. So let's go ahead and take a look at the changes we've made so far to both the HR and the expense budget, what the impact has been on our version comparison. And as I can see, as I scroll down, I'm starting to see changes to all the various line items that we've impacted based on the changes that we've been making. Okay, so I can see that things are changing pretty significantly based on all the changes that we're making. Again, the idea here is that everything is real time. So I'm not forcing users to wait for consolidation, wait for calculation process to occur. As they change information, they can immediately see the impact, again, flowing all the way through the balance sheet, all the way through to the cash flow. And we're going to go back to the business process flow and just go ahead and complete this step. And that's going to lock step 4, our expense budget, and allow us to move on to step 5, which is our capital expenditure plan.